This is your boy Taco Burger with Taco Burger News. Coming at you live with my hot take on the Steam machine and all its accessories. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the price of the Steam machine and how they're positioning it as far as like pricing. I think a lot of people was expecting this to be a cheap situation, but it's actually going to be comparable to things that are doing that in the PC realm as far as like what its specs are specifying, which a lot of people aren't impressed with. But what I'm trying to say here is maybe we're viewing it the wrong way. Maybe the Steam machine itself is not meant to be some type of console killer. I think it's really supposed to be an entry point into the ecosystem of Steam or just PC gaming in general. So hear me out. Let's say if you already have a high performing PC, you'd have no use for the Steam machine. But you may see some use for the Steam controller and the Steam VR. So that's an interesting thing to realize there. Like, essentially, if you have a high powered PC, you pretty much have a Steam machine already. Just not the form factor. You go ahead and get that controller, you can now take maybe an old gaming PC or the gaming PC and make it some type of interchangeable setup to where it's in your living room and you could just play games out there or just play with your controller from your PC. It just makes for a more casual experience. So that's pretty cool. I think that'll be more designed for those users who are like still console players, but also streamers. So they might have a PC already, a high powered PC, just for editing and stuff like that, but they're playing from their console. Because they could, prefer controller, they could use that Steam controller to make the experience more pleasurable for them on the PC. So, which totally opens up their streaming capabilities. Also, the other way around, let's say if you are primarily a console gamer but would love to play PC games that you don't feel like, the mouse and keyboard is your thing, then guess what? You can pick up the Steam machine and now you have your easy entry point into PC gaming from the console perspective. So if you already have a PC, there's no need for the Steam machine. If you need a PC, then you should probably get the Steam machine if you're used to, console gaming. And also that opens it up to where you could use the VR if you wanted to as well. So there's a lot of ways to view this, but I think it's really more like a just pick and choose what you need to better PC game situation as opposed to that is the entire offering and should view it like a complete package where I think they're just really entry points. Entry points to being able to use Steam, to being able to get into that store, get a hold to those sales, which are probably crazy right now, considering that it's that time of the year in the holiday season. And Steam is just good. Steam is just good. I play a lot of games on there. I played Mega Bonk. I have almost a lot of my console games on Steam as well, just in case I ever need to just start playing them on another system or something for whatever reason. I just kind of back up games, and they're that cheap that I don't mind buying games twice on Steam. Like if something goes on sale, like for example, I was able to get Final Fantasy VII remake along with the second version, like part two of the remake. I was able to get that for like I think $20, which is insane, considering that it's like a $60 game on console. So those sales are really remarkable. I really think this is something that we should consider differently. Like it's not, and then if we wanted to take it into the whole conversation of the console wars, what if Xbox is teaming up with Steam and they realize that the console market is pretty much dominated by PlayStation. So now what they're doing is changing what a console looks like. That's a kind of huge move. If they're like doing this PC hybrid thing, it now makes it to where like, can you play Steam games on PS4? And then now PS4 would have to do something like that, and they probably wouldn't, or maybe they would. We see a lot of parity amongst companies. So it's just something to think about here. But that's my hot take. I just wanted to drop it off before anybody else said it. So before it gets, all over the place, you heard it here first. Yeah, thanks for checking this out. This is Taco Burger News, and I'm out.